Okay, let's just start with this.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. The growing opportunities of the 21st century. It is a land tonight at midnight. America puts an end to 3 decades of deficits and launches a new era of balanced budgets and surpluses. While the numbers will not be official until the end of the month, we expect the 1998 surplus to be about $70 billion. Have refinanced the homes they had.
Okay, so that was a sleight of hand. Um, there was never really a surplus, but there was. It's kind of a like, sleight of hand. It's if like the way I explain this to people is if I gave you a $20 bill and then I give you an IOU $20 and you put them in each pocket, how much money do you have? How do you count it? Some might count it as $40, $20, or zero. Um, yeah, and the reason I bring this up is because we have this DOGE stuff, and we're supposedly going to be cutting government, saving money, and yet when I look at what the plan is for the next budget, um, they're planning on raising the debt limit from 36 trillion to 37 trillion to 39 trillion to 41 trillion, and that's only a couple years away. So, where is the savings from DOGE, from firing all these people and doing all this stuff? Where is it? Because they certainly aren't planning for it, and that's Republicans, by the way, guys. Um, and at least in the Clinton era, we were able to pretend we had a balanced budget. It kind of worked for a year or two, to the point where the Federal Reserve Chairman Alan Greenspan got upset and said that we need to be borrowing more money. Yeah, that's bankers. They want you borrowing more money. He didn't like the idea of us, being fiscally solvent. We weren't really. It was kind of demographics plus a decent economy. Things were they were rough for me, but I think overall it was a good economy. But it was rough for me because of when I was growing up, and I was just like thrown out and just had to figure shit out on my own. But I was able to do that. I don't know how good that would work if I was that age now. Um, so here you go. This will tell you if Doge is BS or not. Do they raise the debt limit? Because if we're saving money, what is the point of raising the debt limit? We don't need to, right? The debt limit is the last smidge of a vestige of the gold standard that existed in the 30s that was gotten rid of. It's the last little thing left as a check on how much the government can borrow. It requires Congress to say, this is how much money the United States will have in debt. And look at this. They're planning on 41.8 trillion. I mean, look at the debt clock, and it's funny. You look at that debt clock website, and they got the Doge clock now, like it's saving money. I would like to see how that's actually working. But in any case, it doesn't make a difference because obviously the people writing the budgets and planning, um, the Doge is just nothing to them. It doesn't mean anything to them, so they just want to keep borrowing more money. By the 10th year, debt subject to limit. Of course, by the time we get halfway to that, laws will change. These things change every year. But it's reasonable to see the plan for the next couple of years as being affected by what they pass this year. And, because if they pass a budget plan that allows for debt to go to 41.8 trillion by 2027, that will mean that they don't have to do anything to raise the debt limit till then. So yeah, so I don't know if people are paying attention. Nobody's paying attention. They're paying attention to the theater, but they're not paying attention to the details. So that's why I make this video. That's why. Because I just don't see people paying attention to details. I don't. I just see theater and drama and nonsense and, um, this guy walking around with his kid, one of his 20 kids, I guess, and this other guy who's just saying nonsensical stuff. And, but in reality, we are raising our debt limit more. And I suspect it will continue to go up. And that will have consequences. In fact, at this point, trying to fix this will have consequences because in the Clinton era, we were lucky enough to have a certain demographic pattern and a decent economy and some certain things just stars aligned to make it look like he had some awesome economy. Really wasn't, but at least there was a way of pretending, and we can't even pretend anymore. So that's what I got.